Back Row Ministry, the World Premiere. Mr. Monty coming at you live and direct. So, something I wanted to do was to kind of dissect the death of Joe Jackson, the ritual. Talk a little bit about why we call it a ritual, and then talk about how Gematria kind of gives us the information of things that are scripted as to things that are realistic in this world. Most of the realistic stuff you won't see on the news. I mean, people die every day. You're not going to see them headlined in the news. We got the death of Anthony Bourdain, which was a scripted murder. He had a lot of suicide talk. Everybody suddenly is committing suicide, but this is just the way the elite kind of hides its ritualistic killings. They've been doing this for centuries, so it's really nothing new. So, talking about the death of Joe Jackson and things that I really want people to understand when it comes to Gematria. So this is the Gematria calculator I utilize called Gematrinator, and I'm gonna give y'all the simple way that I do this. And there's a lot of research that goes into the Gematria. I mean, a lot of the guys, they're researching numbers and letters all day, breaking words down. There's a lot of ways you can do this. When I look at a news story, I try to simplify it. And the easiest way to simplify it is to go to the key words in the story. So we got the death of Michael Jackson's father, Joe Jackson. Mysteriously, Joe dies 2 days after the death of his son. See if I got the calculator here. All right, so we got Michael Jackson dying Thursday, June 25th, 2009. His father dying Wednesday, June 27, 2018. And that's a difference of 9 years and 2 days. So a lot of times we say when people show you something, they might show you it, but are you seeing what you're supposed to be seeing, or are you supposed to be looking for a reflection? The reflection of 902 in numerology, you take zeros away and you only be left with 92. That reflection is 29. So the reflection is 29. All right. So key things to know. We got numerology, which is that day broken into specific numbers, and that's a lot of addition. You see they do 6 plus 27. In June is the 6th month, 27th day. So 6 plus 27 gives you that 33. 33 is the number of the secret society. We got 44, which is a kill number. 26, which is a God number. 42, the nigga number, you see it. And you also see on the date that Mike died, you will see 42 numerology that day. 42 numerology in his father's death. 42 numerology on the day he died. So that's match number 1. See a lot of 22s in the death of Michael Jackson. You see the 33s, 51 to 13th prime number in the death of his father on that day. And the 26. So, key numbers to look at when you do this. Several key numbers to look at. So, one key number was 26. So, Joe Jackson died 29 days from his birthday, which would have been July 26, 2018. Symbolic 29, remember I just said, he died 9 years, 2 days after his son, 92. The reflection of 92 is 29. So Joseph dies 29 days before his own birthday. He dies 29 on the day. His birthday would have been a day with 33 numerology. Remember, the day he died was a day with 33 numerology. Also, it was a day with 44 numerology. His birthday has 44 numerology in it. Also, it has 42 numerology. Also, it has 51 numerology. Also, it has 33 numerology. Just like Wednesday, June 27th, has 33, 44, 42, 51 numerology. The same things were on the day of his death. This is how they play the game. Now, if you're not looking for this stuff, it'll move right past you. You got to be paying attention to the day, the birthday, everything, because that's how they kind of tell each other that this is a ritual. Remember, these people are very sadistic. So, Some people might say, well, Joe Jackson was 89 years old. He's going to die anyway. He was old, he was sick, yada, yada, yada. So I want you to look right here. Joe Jackson's real name is Joseph. If you remember the Jackson movie, for those that don't believe it, remember they called him Joseph. His children called him Joseph. Joseph in gematria. Now we go to our gematria, which is the practice of coding words into numbers. And you see the numbers here, A equal 1. You see the numbers, all the numbers up top. So if we go to Joseph, you can see it here on the calculator. Joseph equals 89 in gematria. It also equals 26. Remember, he was born on July the 26th. He died at the age of 89. So it's never a coincidence when we say, oh, well, and people say, well, he just died because, you know, he was old and he was 89. Joseph equals 89. He was picked for that time on that day. And that's why I say, are these people crazy enough to tell people when they want to die? I think they are. I think these people make deals just to be famous. I think they say, hey, I'm willing to die at this age. There's an actor on, if you watch Luke Cage, the actor that's currently playing his father, just passed away, but now you see him on Luke Cage. He just had finished shooting that before he died. I think these people are willing to give up their life just to be famous. I think, like Tupac said, the fame is more important than anything to some of them. And it brainwashes the mind to the point where you ritualistically at a certain age would sacrifice yourself. You know what I'm saying? The sickness. Even Kendrick is saying that I'm willing to be a sacrifice for a greater cause. No man should be deeming himself as God. And that's a problem I had, that you're going to let another man decide when you die, when that time is God's time. Okay, so we got 89 here. If you take Michael, we go into Michael Jackson. Michael equals 89 in Kabbalah. Now, a lot of times you hear us talking about Kabbalah. So in 89, Kabbalah is another form of gematria. Michael equals 89. 2 days later, his father, in reverse ordinal gematria, which is one form, dies at age 89. Then we see the 26 right here, the God number. So his birthday, July 26th, he just so happens to die, and he has 26 as being the gematria of Joseph, a name that he was called, also a biblical name. All right, so we see the 51 in Joe. Remember they called him Joe. 51 is in Joe. We see the 44 in Jackson, the kill code. These are codes that follow the Jacksons around. 44, 51. Remember Michael killed by the doctor. What else do we have? Some more codes here. We got some 52s. We got 33 in Michael. His father dies on the day with 33 numerology. 2 is 13. Remember I said the 51 prime number. 51 is the 13th prime number. 2 days. He dies 2 days after his son, 13. So everything we talk about, you can match it up in gematria. So it's always a method behind the way that they kind of stage the ritual and hide the ritual, because they know two things about us. They know that we don't read and we don't do research. This is basic research. This might have took me all but 20 to 25 minutes. Some of the guys, Zach, Dan, Brent, they do research that takes about 2 to 3 days. So this is just basic research, decoding headlines and decoding deaths and decoding. It doesn't really take a lot. Once you pick the key things you should be looking for, especially just dissecting the name. Cancer. A lot of people dying of cancer. Cancer equals 44. Cancer equals 26. Cancer equals 42. We just got all those numbers when we talk about the date and death time of Joseph Jackson, matching the date time with Michael Jackson. But you get a lot in Joseph. Joseph, 44. Cancer equals 44. You know, the same things just keep going from one thing to the other. So this is a simple form of gematria, simple to do. You see, I open up, when I do my research, I open up about 3-4 different windows. I don't lose information. Also, play around with the calculators. A lot of good stuff in the calculator. The tools, you can put in a number. And you see inside the numbers, you get properties. If I put 51 in here, I need to be corrected. It's 41. So 41 is the 13th prime number. So 41 is the 13th prime number, my fault. But you get your 51 and you see the matchup between 51 and 51 something to something else. I got to pull up what 51 is. But you see your 51, you see your 13, you see all this inside of the numerology of the day, and you see all that inside of the gematria at the same time. And 51 something else. I forgot. Also, when you want the secret society numbers, you can type in the secret society numbers as well. So Mason, I'll give you 62, 17, 23, 22, 58. Those are all the numbers of secret society. You can just keep playing around with that. 105, 33s, you can pull them all out. And probably, you know, Joe Jackson, the big time Jehovah's Witness, but Jehovah's Witnesses are some of the biggest Masons in the world. Sorry to say it, but they are. So a lot you can do with this calculator, but a lot of ways to kind of unravel the mysteries of the ritualistic deaths and how they do it and how they plot it. Mr. Monkey Back Road Ministry, peace.